Marvel Rivals is getting bigger every day, and the conversation about new characters grows in addition. Luckily, NetEase has the entire Marvel IP to choose from. This is a good thing and a bad thing, as they have a large collection of characters to choose, but those characters you like might not be added for a long time. I personally am a fan of Cletus Cassidy, the Spider-Man villain, better known as Carnage. I have a lot of... I'm wearing the Carnage shirt. I think there's another one back there, it's a mug. Right? I'm a Carnage fan. Cassidy has an assortment of abilities all connected to the symbiote. Fans have questioned if he'd be too similar to Venom, and here I am to say he will not be. Once we get the thing, it'll be apparent that characters can play and look very similar while also being completely different. It would also be even easier if you changed the role of said character. I think Carnage could be any of the 3 roles. He might be a little sleek to be a tank, but he definitely has the power and the abilities. I'd almost prefer his size to be similar to that of the Disney Ultimate Spider-Man. Most of the time they get Carnage right, where he almost looks malnourished. Unlike in the Sony Venom movie with Carnage, he is just this 12-foot monster. Like seriously, I hate this. Why is he so tall? In regards to strategists, I think Cletus is the last person to support his team. He probably could do a good job with his lifesteal ability, unless they're part of his symbiote army, but I don't really think he gives a damn. Now, I've seen a couple Carnage concepts, and I like them personally, but they inspired me to make my own. The links for these guys are going to be in the description, by the way. Here's the design I came up with. But wait, apparently some of you don't know who Carnage is, and I'd like to explain. Carnage is one of Spider-Man's greatest villains, rivaling the strength of Venom and the Green Goblin. And how his name evokes, there is always carnage in his wake. There's a comic book run called Absolute Carnage that shows the true scale of Carnage's power. He's a problem, not only to Spider-Man, but all heroes. Hell, Miles hates this guy. Literally all they could do is have Sentry rip him in half and throw him into deep space. But then again, he just comes back later with robot legs. Also, he is the offspring of Venom. Venom's kinda his daddy.
Death to you, Father. No! Not you, Father. You. Your offspring. Offspring? Yes, yes!
Several versions of Carnage have existed in the comics. I wanted to stay true to his base design and abilities, from blades to absorbing the life of his enemies.
Oh no. No. I've seen this before. This red goop, the bodies drained to husks. There's only one thing that can do this. One thing.
I created 2 designs. One based off his iconic black and red from earlier comics, and another based off his newer pure red look. Also, I made his logo the spiral thing that the symbiotes get when they kind of follow Null. Honestly, they have to make this guy a menace. I love a lot of the different voices that they decided to do, but one of my favorites is the annoying voice from the 90s show.
Cassidy! Think of the damage we can do now, man!
Honestly, they should just do what Ultimate Alliance did. They did him almost perfectly.
Dinner time.
Now let's talk about his abilities. His primary fire, or main attack, is his hands. I'm gonna call this Maximum Carnage. He just swings his hands. His shift, Laughing Lunge, is his movement. It's sort of like Moon Knight's grapple, but he can also attach to his allies and enemies. Hysteric Slash, it's his E, one of Carnage's most iconic abilities where he turns his hand into an axe. This ability would work very, very similar to Junker Queen's axe in Overwatch. His right click, the Bloodshed Prod, is another ability he's known for, where he stabs enemies with his appendages. Unlike his primary fire and axe, this weapon does not go through shields. Carnage's F, Tendril Depletion, is his most complicated ability, in my opinion. Like Venom's ability Cellular Corrosion, Carnage will attach tendrils to nearby enemies. This will begin to take health from enemies and replenish Carnage's. A complicated way to say lifesteal. Carnage's passive, Alien Biology, is exactly like Venom's. This allows him to climb on all surfaces. Carnage's ultimate, Symbiotic Possession, is unique compared to the other ultimates in the game. Carnage will yell,
Let there be carnage.
while being tucked away into a cocoon. A little symbiote will jump off with you in control. With little health, you will guide the symbiote to a nearby enemy to possess them. If successfully bonded, you will play as that player with amped stats and lower cooldown. An enemy can do one of two things: kill the player you are possessing, which will in turn kill their teammate, or they can hunt down your cocoon and destroy it, saving their teammate. Once the timer runs out, that player will be killed if not saved. I think it would be very funny if you just became one of their supports and then just like threw their ultimate, like, I don't know, like Jeff's, if you wanted to get rid of Jeff's. Also, it'd be pretty cool if they added like a Carnage symbiote version of every character. It'd be pretty complicated, but it'd be cool. Last but not least, his team-up ability, Domestic Violence. Carnage is the anchor of this team-up, where Venom can now form a wall in front of him made out of symbiote, like in the movies.
Apparently I have a parasite.
That's all I have. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you like my idea. Let me know what you would change in the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed.